What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today I am joined by the one, the only Boilon. Say hello to everybody out there, Boilon.
Hey everyone! Thanks for having me here on the McMole channel.
Hey, no problem. We did a little collaboration when we were talking about the tower mode, how we had Dorky Dead on it as well, just talking about what we thought of the tower mode. And today we're going to be talking about Pocket Dimension. We both finished up our second run of it, and I just want to get your general thoughts, Boilon. What did you think about the Pocket Dimension?
Well, I've cleared my second run on my main account. I'm actually waiting for my cooldown now on my baby account, so they'll be going back and around again soon. It was easy for players like us. You know, it was easy for us, I think. And if you have Omega Red, I think absolutely that was a bit of a cheat code. I think it was like, that was so much easier because for my baby account, you know, it was Cersei that was actually like carrying the damage.
Yeah.
You know, with her alt, and you know, in this, she's not a damage dealer, right? But she's just the best of the best choices there.
Right.
So,
yeah,
you know, it was okay, but for I think for earlier players, for lower level players, it's going to be a little bit more challenging.
Yeah, and nice thing, at least for this, is that this one's a little more doable for earlier players versus Tower Mode. Like, they got kicked out of Tower Mode real quickly after the first couple of floors. But now, like, all you have to do is be level 65 and have level 65 Resolute characters. There was a bit of confusion with that where their blog post did say that we need to be Commander level 65. Did not mention anything about level 65 on the characters themselves. And then that came out, and they threw out, what was it, 2 gold orb compensation last night for it.
No training orbs, 2 gold orbs though, because you still need to level them up, right? So maybe they forgot that you need that, but
yeah, at least they got to it quickly enough. But yeah, that one, yeah, without Omega Red, it really does feel like the Pocket Dimension's a whole lot more difficult. He just kind of carries it, and that was what I was noticing in my runs too. Was that, yeah, if I didn't use Omega Red, it was not easy. But what are you using on your baby account for completing Pocket Dimension?
Cersei, Shuri, Scarlet Spider, Miles, and Red Skull. Actually, I was using Red Skull, and that's mainly because I'm working on the section of Doom War 27 to 29, which is Hydra. So I thought that I would kind of 2 for the price of 1 here, get Red Skull up a bit and use him. But he was only geared tier 12. He was the weakest member for sure.
Yeah.
I heard that characters like Yondu actually has some pretty good value. And I see that you have a pretty big one and some good red stars, which is great.
Yeah.
But I heard that his summons actually, and I talked about this in my own video, that I think that with the rework and the Ravager boomers, especially for turn bar rewind and things like that, I think would have a lot of value there.
Yeah, I end up using Cersei, Yondu, Omega, Star-Lord, and Shuri most of the time. And I would put Star-Lord on the end and put Cersei right next to him. And he just kept feeding ability energy to her. kept using her ultimate and her special. It was so much better. But yeah, no, I think Star-Lord and Cersei was a nice little combo I wasn't really thinking of until I tried it in experimentation last night. And I was like, oh wow, this combo actually works really, really well. But what did you think of the rewards?
Obviously, the rewards are very, very good, especially if you break it down. I think that even if you're able to do it just once, you know, even if you're, say, a level 70, 75 player, whatever, you know, and you're not able to do it twice, you know, at least try to do it once because, you know, you're getting a lot of resources. Not even just the teal gear, but the G15 full gear is really going to help you as well. You know, for newer players, maybe the teal gear isn't immediately an issue, right?
Right.
But even 5 pieces of G15 full gear, I think, will go a long way. And just overall, the silver promos, you know, all these other things are going to help you too along the way.
Yeah. What was your gear allocation for teal gear?
For the first run, I think I got a mystic piece, a skill resistance, mystic armor, bio armor, and then the second one I got another mystic piece and a mutant armor and something in tech, I forget. So it was actually a decent spread, and I got 2 mystic pieces, which is great because there's a lot of great mystic characters on the board right now. So that will definitely help, and I can actually click gear 16 on 3 characters now, so that's definitely
Hey, look at you.
Definitely up from my last update. I'm going to be doing a Teal Gear update video soon, probably in the next week, just to share like where I'm at now post Pocket Dimension. Not quite at Dark Dimension 5 yet, first 5, but I'm getting a lot closer.
Yeah, I got 2 pieces of bio gear in my first run, 2 pieces of mutant gear in my second run, and then 2 skill pieces between those 2 runs. So no Mystic. I was really bummed to not get Mystic, but I mean, the bio will go to work on some Web Warriors most likely. And the mutant gear, I'm probably just going to save it for Omega Red. Like, he's only tier 14 for me, so I still need to work on gearing him up a bit more, but yeah, I'm not going to really use any mutants for global except maybe Sabretooth. And
well, that's kind of the issue. There's not a lot of good choices. You know,
yeah.
I went through a breakdown on that, you know, for Dark Dimension. I know this isn't a Dark Dimension 5 video, but I'm hoping that next patch we might see some maybe good standalone mutants that might be viable there.
Yeah.
A lot of mutants are global, so we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, the rumor is that we're going to get Excalibur with a bunch of mutant characters, so we'll see if that's next patch, maybe a couple patches down the road. But yeah, I'm just going to kind of hoard it and see what mutants we get at this point, because Legendary is like at the very end of DD5, so I'm in no rush to gear up my Legendary mutants just yet.
Absolutely.
But, sorry, totally just forgot my train of thought. Okay, so did you have any complaints with Pocket Dimension?
I think that, well, we kind of knew, but their damage stats are quite high, so I think the expectation, maybe some people thought it was going to be a little bit easier than it was, and like I said, for us it was easy, but for maybe people in the 70 to 75 range, the last node was quite challenging. There was a few kind of tricky spots. I think I remember there was the node with like a lot of visions, I think it was, and Yondu's, I think it was Visions and Yondu's, and I had trouble there on my baby account because there's a lot of ability blocks, stealing my buffs, my Cersei spawn defense up from Yondu was taking that, and so there was some challenging parts, even though it's like a rehash of Dark Dimension 1, but they were definitely hitting harder. They had ISOs, they got to blue ISO at some point, and so that's a lot different than what we're used to, because there's not a lot of PvE content other than Doom Raid, I think, that actually have ISO characters in them. No.
Yeah, I mean, the Doom Raid with the ISO, I think, is really the only time we've had to deal with that. I mean, there's some in Blitz, but I mean, that's Blitz.
Yeah.
The one thing that bothered me, I know it bothered you too, was the allocation of Scarlet Spider shards in this mode, and that it was basically like you had to complete it twice to really get, because your first completion you only get 1 shard of Scarlet Spider at the end, but that second completion gets you 55. And if you cannot
56.
If you can't do Pocket Dimension, you're stuck with like a 2-star Scarlet Spider. And this kind of bothered me. Like, as a newer player, like, Web Warriors is a really good team for you to get as a newer player, and you're stuck with 2 stars on them, and you probably won't be able to farm up their shards for like 6 months at least. I
think it stings.
Yeah,
for sure. But I think the 1 shard per node, that's where it really got me, because even if you cleared the Fresh Horizons milestone, that was 51 shards, something like that.
Yeah,
and then so to get to that 100 though, you have to clear the second run. But even that 1 per node, like, what does that get you? Like, you're not even getting towards that 3-star, you know. So it's like, even if you get 10 from the first run, 20 from the second run, if those 55 were not there at the very end, you wouldn't have even got 3-star.
Yeah.
So 2-star is a very tough pill to swallow, I think, for most players.
Yeah, and imagine if this was like a 3-star unlock character that they threw in with shards for Pocket Dimension.
Oh, I think there'd be a lot more complaints, because then people wouldn't get the character
at all. I don't
unless
think they would do that, but I mean, if they do it where they allocate the shards out to spread it out more, they may do that. But I'm not really keen on like just having brand new characters unlocked through this Pocket Dimension, because again, you gotta be commander level 65. You gotta have level 65 characters. Yeah, I'm not a fan of making this an unlock method for new characters. The same with Tower Mode.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it doesn't happen for Tower Mode either.
Can you imagine if they did that for Tower Mode?
I really hope not. I hope they're not listening to that part. And they're like, oh, this is a good idea. But what concerns me, though, is I guess for the Web Warriors is that two of the most important characters of the team kind of have a very low shard, the potential there. So both Ghost Spider, who is currently, as of recording, still in the Blitz for a couple more hours, and Scarlet Spider, who has a very low shard potential as well. These are the two most important characters, in my opinion, on the team. And, some newer players may not even get Ghost Spider, or you'll just barely get that 3-star, and then Scarlet Spider, you may be stuck at the 2-star level. So, a very low star levels on these two characters who are the most important for the team.
Yeah, it's, Blitz releases. I hate Blitz releases. Especially with Star-Lord T'Challa. I was hoping that he wouldn't be a Blitz release, and then it came out in the letter, and I was like, ugh. That's a 100 shard unlocked. Like, you're going to have to place high in Blitz to get him unlocked through there. So yeah, it's hopefully they can at least spread these shards out more if they're going to use this as release method. But was there any other complaints you really had with Pocket Dimension? I think you and I are both pretty positive on the mode overall.
I mean, the rewards are undeniable. I broke it down very well in one of my, I don't know, I spent 2 hours wasting my time doing a spreadsheet on Pocket Dimensions as I do. And the amount of value that you get out of all the rewards is insane. And just as maybe for people who watch both channels, now you don't need to watch my video that's coming soon. But
check out Boilon's channel. Check out his videos.
But you're gonna get about I haven't done the video yet, but you're gonna get about 270 million gold worth of value from both runs for finishing them. And that's a lot. Oh, and $3,700 if you were to convert all of those resources into offer format via Scopely. So
see, when you say it like that, you're making me think they're gonna nerf the rewards or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Or just be like, this is too good. We'll bring this back like once a year or something. Every 6 months.
Every 2-3 months might be a bit soon, maybe, given that kind of valuation there. But that's that's the supply store valuation for the gold. If you calculated everything that you got, if you were to buy it all from the supply store, that's how much gold you would have saved, and that's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot because even the teal gear alone is worth something like 40 million a piece, or 60 million a piece if you're just talking about the teal gear. So breaking down the gear into the individual parts and how much that costs in the store, you're talking about 60 million gold.
Yeah, I know that's on the Envoy server. They were asking us like what are the biggest crunches players are facing, and I think pretty much everyone said teal gear crunch is a big deal. And this hasn't solved it, but it sure has helped with the teal gear crunch. At least for now, we'll see. It's going to be a question of how often this event comes back, and if they're trying to use this to alleviate the crunch at all. But
I think that might be a question of whether or not it's a release method, if they're going to continue with the release method, because then we might see it pop up in relation to a future character, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe 3 months, because we kind of see like certain events reappear every 3 to 4 months. That's kind of like now we have the event stores, but things like the Moon Dragon Pride event, which was very similar to the Moon Knight release method, to the Red Guardian, that kind of thing, which happened kind of every 3 to 4 months roughly. So maybe we'll see that in that kind of interval, and maybe the rewards will stay the same. Maybe they'll get worse. We'll find out, right?
Yeah, because I think
maybe it's too much. I don't know.
Are they trying to bring out Tower again for next patch? I think they said they were.
5 to 6 weeks. So it's either going to be the end of next patch or the start of the following one.
Yeah, so it feels like Tower's going to be every patch. Pocket Dimension, I would say probably every other or every 3 patches. Considering how like substantial the rewards were, unless they're gonna nerf the rewards and then try to make them more often. But I mean the like just the teal gear, but also like the gold promo credits. Like I'm waiting for Icarus to show up as a 7 red star promotion. Basically, those are going on Icarus as
you got a 7 yellow.
Store. No, not yet. But I'm future proofing him.
Okay.
Those offers for her shards in the offer section's looking mighty tasty right about now. But just 150 gold promo credits. Considering how much they try to sell those for, it's like what, $1 per gold promo credit. Like I think.
I broke that down as well actually.
Yeah.
So I think that it's about roughly $2 I think per gold promo, because I remember an offer it was like $75 for 50 or something, or like something like that. Like it was
Yeah, it's
the,
substantial.
the regular offer, not like these special ones that happen up occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the 150 gold promos is worth about $300. So if you even just think about it that way, it's like clearing that second run is going to get you, not only are you getting the Scarlet Spider shards and everything else in the teal gear, of course, but those gold promos are worth a lot of value as well.
Yeah. I mean, we've already said there's really not much to complain with in these rewards. Plenty of teal gear, plenty of orange gear, whole lot of promo credits too. But before we close this out, what would you give this a score out of 10? Uh-oh. Think he disconnected. Oh, maybe. Are we having a lag spike? There he is.
We're gonna I think I was like, is that you or was that me? I think that might.
I don't know. Like you froze that on my end. I'm sure I froze down your end. We'll just blame it. We'll blame it on the internet. But did you hear my question at the end?
I don't think so. I think I finished talking and then it froze up.
All right. So what would you give this out of 10?
You know, I really want to be like new. I know it's not designed for newer players, so but I do want to keep them in mind.
Yeah.
Always, whenever something comes out, you know. So I want to give it like an 8.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
I think that if I was just thinking about myself, I would give it higher. But I do want to consider the Scarlet Spider shards, and if they're going to use it as a release method, that's for me a bit of a concern there. I think an easy solution would be redistributing the shards from the final run into all of the nodes, because I think 1 shard per node is pretty garbage.
Yeah.
So even like 3, you know, that something to help their play, because we have a really odd number at the end. It's like 126.
Yeah, it's a weird amount. It's like they just kind of threw things together and didn't bother to really check it.
So there's total of 20 nodes across both runs. If you had 3 shards each, that would be 60. You know, they could do 3/4 on certain nodes, but if there was a way that, I don't know, maybe newer players could have achieved that 3-star via just clearing the nodes eventually and getting to enough of that, that would have been nice, I guess. So that's some redistribution of the shards, and I think we're onto something.
Yeah, I'd say 8's about where I'm falling. For me personally, it's like a 10 out of 10. I love it. Like, easy to do, fantastic rewards, can't complain with that. But yeah, as a whole for the community, like the weird allocation of the Scarlet Spider shards in there, and the fact that like if they're trying to use this as a release method, it's gonna really need work, because giving brand new players a 2-star unlock is or just 2 stars on a character that they're not gonna be able to farm up for months just doesn't feel good.
I think it'll. Sorry, just to add also as well. I think it'll be interesting as we go forward, and if they bring it back, what new trait that they bring and the characters related to that. Because I think for some, it may have been contentious with the characters that they asked you to use, especially since one of them was locked. Well, Omega Red is kind of locked, and he's kind of that luxury choice. But if you did have him, you know, you really just blew through it. And so if the next iteration maybe has, I don't know, Angel or whoever the next legendary is supposed to be in there, just give them as that also Omega Red-esque luxury choice, you know, and the combination of characters in that pool.
Yeah,
you know, we'll have to wait and see about that. But hopefully it's as fair. I don't know if this is necessarily a fair choice of characters. A lot of them were pretty garbage. But there were some diamonds in the rough, I guess, here.
I don't know what you're talking about. What you didn't use your She-Hulk or Black Panther or Groot? What are you talking about? Those are fantastic characters. 10 out of 10, top tier characters right there. Go ahead.
No, I mean, we'll see. I mean, there's some obvious pretty garbo ones, but it's almost kind of funny in a way that they added it. It's like, I really hope nobody took them seriously and like took their Black Panther up. So we'll see what kind of new traits, other characters, probably some old, some new. Maybe, I don't know, is it a tactic to try and get people to waste resources on shitty characters? Who knows? Black Panther, is there the people are rumoring a rework? I think there was a video out there somewhere.
Oh, no. Oh, so, yeah, that's right. Black something Panther. About Wakandans are getting a rework or something like that. Hey, maybe they'll get a tech rework and they'll be the tech raid team. They'll finally be that Apex raid team they've been promising for Wakandans since their inception, like 2 years ago.
Who knows? But, I mean, it was interesting. I think it was a neat concept, and so we'll see how we go forward with it, I guess. When or if it comes back.
Yep. All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up here. Boilon, tell people where they can find you at.
Well, you can just find me at youtube.com/Boilon, Boilon, for those who don't know how to spell it or say it, and Boilon89 on Twitch every Wednesdays and Saturdays at noon Pacific time.
All right, we'll be throwing links to your channels down below in the video description. If you guys want to go check him out, highly recommend you do. He's got a lot of great informative videos. Does a lot of like you love your spreadsheets, man. But he does like breakdowns on events, spreadsheets. Yeah, he's got some great informative videos. I really recommend you guys go check him out. But that's gonna wrap it up for us here, guys. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We are out of here. We'll see you guys next time.